As a truck driver, I've experienced a lot of things. Some things I still can't believe happened. But it is these things that make me who I am, and that is why I love this job, never knowing what I'll run into next. However, not knowing means you can't plan how you will act in certain situations, and unfortunately, I don't always make the right choices. I was in the UK a while back, taking a load up to the north of England. It was dark with a few stars in the sky. I couldn't quite focus on the road for some reason and kept fiddling with the radio. A few minutes passed, I looked up and caught it right in my headlights. Sprawled out on the ground was a body. It wasn't moving. I pulled the truck onto the side of the road and climbed out. I approached the body slowly. I cautiously asked, "Are you okay, sir?" No reply. I walked over, about to take his pulse, when I realized there was no need. Blood was oozing out from underneath him, an obvious stab wound. It was clear to see the man was dead, and I knew that I had to call the police. I called and explained to them what I found. They sent someone out to me and told me to stay put. A few moments later, I heard a voice shouting and the sound of someone running. I could make out the silhouettes of two men. One of them was carrying a bag. I knew exactly what that was for. I sprinted back to my truck and climbed in, heart pounding. How could this be happening to me? That was the question thumping inside my head. The man ran to the body and put it in the bag. Then one of the men ran for his car. I hadn't seen them parked on the other side of the road. The second man ran over to my truck and started climbing up. I opened the door powerfully on his face. He cried out in agony and fell backwards. I did the only thing I could think to do. Drive. I slammed my foot on the accelerator and got out of there as quickly as I could. I was relieved that I got away in time. That relief didn't last long, as I noticed headlights behind me. I was being chased, and of course, he was much faster than me. The car behind me was gradually gaining. I knew I couldn't outrun him, but I sure could outsize him. I waited until he was on my tail and then slammed on the brake. I was flung forward in my seat. By the time I recovered, he was gone. I didn't know where or how I hadn't hit him. I saw a turn a few yards to the left and could only assume he had taken that. I put my foot down once again. I wanted to make sure that the other man did not catch up. I had been speeding along the road for a good 5 minutes when I noticed something in the middle of the road ahead. It was two cars. Two cars that I recognized. It was the men. They formed some kind of roadblock. 1,000 thoughts were spinning in my head. Had I really stumbled across something that serious that these people needed me dead? Why would they not just attempt to get away? What do I do now? Earlier I talked about how in certain situations I make the wrong choices. Now was one of these times. I plowed straight through the roadblock and didn't stop. The cops arrived at the scene and questioned me on what had happened and how two cars ended up lying wrecked in the middle of the road. I told them what I had done. One man had been hospitalized and the other had escaped on foot. Detectives found fresh tire marks nearby and figured that the man got away. It turned out that the men were gang leaders. The two of them had killed the man I found on the side of the road, who was also identified as the leader of a gang. I still curse myself that the other man got away. For some reason, I can never shake the feeling that somehow I'll see him again.